The housing market has had an absolutely crazy time over the last year. When the pandemic hit, the world panicked. Governments shut their countries down. Real estate agents were banned from showing houses. Millions lost their jobs, and the consensus amongst pretty much everyone was that a housing market crash was imminent. Prices were high, affordability was low, and suddenly a disease ripped through the world that forced millions of people to stop working, to make them stay at home, and to stop spending their money. It's no brainer that everyone in the world thought a crash was coming. It seemed like the most logical outcome, and obviously that never happened. Instead, the housing markets in the US, Canada, UK all exploded. We have seen extraordinary growth that didn't really make any sense. A growth of 15%, 20%, and even 25% in some areas. Now, despite these ridiculous levels of growth that are without a doubt unsustainable, lots of people think that the market will just keep going up without any break. That's not what the banks think is going to happen. The largest banks in the world are busy preparing for the next crash, and the big problem with this is that the banks just preparing for a crash could actually be the reason of a crash. Sounds funny, right? So, if we want to truly understand the market today, we need to look at the market yesterday and work out why the housing market crash that the world predicted never happened. And the answer is much simpler than it might seem. In essence, the markets were propped up by the governments. When our governments decided to lock the nation down, they forced us into a very weird recession where we all wanted to work. We all had jobs to work, we wanted to spend our money, and we had businesses willing to take our money, but the government would not let us. In a normal recession, demand usually drives up. People are scared, they are losing their jobs, they are taking pay cuts so they spend less money and save more, just in case it all goes south for them. This means that more businesses start to lose money as well because they are losing their customers. So they cut staff, which hurts other businesses even more. This process goes around and around time after time, creating a feedback loop where the recession or the crash is made even worse by the fact that there is a recession or a crash. But during 2020, this actually never happened because the recession wasn't caused by market forces. The governments caused this recession in reaction to the pandemic, and so the governments tried their best to help people. They started sending out money to people and to businesses. They increased unemployment benefits, they prevented evictions for those who couldn't pay rent, and they prevented foreclosures for those who couldn't pay their mortgages. This has meant that those predicted evictions never happened, and those predicted foreclosures never happened either. The imminent housing market crash that the world was so sure would happen was successfully prevented. But then people got comfortable and they realized that the lockdown wasn't as scary as initially thought. But they were not spending as much. They didn't have to pay for gas for their car journey to go to work each day. They didn't spend as much on shopping trips or hotels overseas. The world was forced to save the money instead of spending it. So that's what they did. Suddenly, people who used to live paycheck to paycheck had money left over each week, and they saved up a little bit over time. And they also decided that they wanted a bigger and nicer home. This makes perfect sense. People were spending more time at home. They were not out at the weekends. They were not out during the day. People wanted a bigger garden or a home office, and they had the money to upsize. So they did. This happened on an absolutely huge scale all around the world. Millions of people decided that now was the time to buy the home of their dreams. And as millions of people were buying, demand for houses soared. It was common for people to offer 10% over asking price and to still be outbid by someone else offering even more. And at the same time, as more people were buying, less houses were being built. Cost of building shot up, lumber increased in price by over 200%. Many people were being paid by the government to stay at home. So why on earth would they want to work on a building site? This drove down supply. Companies didn't want to build homes, and when they did want to, the government wouldn't let them. This increase in demand and decrease of supply forced prices higher and higher and gave us the crazy levels of growth that we saw over the last year. It seems so clear to us now that this is what happened, but it wasn't clear last year and literally no one saw it coming. So now we are going towards the main point of the video, that why do the banks think the market is about to crash? Basically, it comes down to two main points. Firstly, the inflation. It's higher than it's ever been since the last housing market crash in 2008. The government have been printing so much money over the last year and pumping it into the economy. The prices in pretty much every industry have increased, and if these prices continue to increase, which it seems like they will, then interest rates will be forced to rise. If they don't rise, then we risk hyperinflation and a devastated economy like that of Weimar, Germany, Zimbabwe, or Venezuela. The problem is that an interest rate rise could crash the markets as well. If you are able to spend $1,000 a month on your mortgage, then with the current interest rates, you could get a loan of around $300,000. If, however, interest rates rise to the historical average of 5 or 6%, then you could only afford a mortgage of $100,000. An interest rate rise like that could cause millions of people to be unable to afford the mortgages on their current homes. And it could mean that millions of people wouldn't be able to afford to buy houses at their current prices. The only possibility, if that happens, is for housing prices to fall in a trend very similar to the 2008 housing market crash. At some point, however, the rules will revert back to normal, and the banks who basically own these houses will put them up for sale, which will flood the market with inventory. Suddenly, the market will change from having too many buyers to too many sellers, and prices will be forced down. This will all cause a price collapse, especially if it all happens at once. All in all, the banks have looked at the data and they have decided that it is a dangerous time to be handing out mortgages. They are making it more and more difficult for people to get mortgages in order to reduce their own risk to the housing market crash. Now, what the banks are not saying is when they think the market will crash, and to be completely honest, even if they did, they would probably get the time frame wrong anyway. By saying this, I would like to end my video. Now it's my request to you all to please let me know your views about the housing market in the comment section below. And also do like this video, share it into your real estate community and subscribe to our channel for more such videos. Bye bye and take care.